Do you?
No, can totally hear you. Okay, hey everybody.
Yeah,
I know
it's right here at the door.
this week, and that's because obviously, as some of y'all know, I was going through some things. I put it out there for the whole world to see. It's laughable now. It don't bother me. Cool. I'm good. And everybody who asked about me, thank you very much. But I know not only JR is going live at 1, but also I think Johnny Be Crazy. And it was never anybody's intention to step on anybody's toes. Happy birthday, JR. So just real quick, because I've got some questions written down. We're going to go through the questions we had of episode 2, which was, I loved it. I've seen it so many times. I'm reading something into every look, every last fucking meal. And then maybe just a few impressions of what we think might happen. And then we'll be back next week. Catelyn chapter, I'm doing it. Everything's normal. I just took a mental health week. All right. So let's talk about Sansa versus Dany. I really felt like Sansa just line in the sand. Like, yeah. So I should have thanked you immediately. We are good. But if we go fight this bitch over here in the South, and then what about the North? What about the North? All right, my Sansa expert and lover of us best, Liz.
Hold on 1 minute. Oh, hold on. I'm just trying to get I want to share the link. But I do want to talk about this.
I know you do.
Yeah, I love.
I'm sorry. What did everybody think about the fact that when Pod is singing that beautiful song, I mean, Sansa and Theon's last supper there? I mean,
That episode,
that's not how I would have pictured that.
Theon and Sansa made me cry a hell of a lot more than Jon and Arya.
We've got a segment coming up called Russell Choke Up. There we go. Bruh, are you crying?
I cried in the Bran and Jaime.
It is not.
Theon and Sansa didn't really make me cry.
But it did me.
Jaime and Bran, I like.
Oh my God, that was my cry.
I cried for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's
like
much
a
it. Yeah.
circle. Like he basically says to her in the first.
Every time I watch it, like 4 times.
You all serve under you, and then in the second scene, he makes them equals. Go ahead, Rhee. What did you say, Rhee?
Well, no, I was. That's what I was saying. I was thinking that was. I was thinking that about Brian too, and the other thing that stuck out to me too is, did y'all catch on with Tyrion campaigning for Jon? Like he's not. It's not that he's not doing so good for Dany. It's that he's realized what's up with Jon, and he's kind of pushing for Jon, and has been for a while.
Yeah.
There's something up with Tyrion. I didn't see it that way. He's definitely something up with Daenerys and Tyrion. I agree with that. I'm not sure if I don't know. I didn't put him for Jon, but maybe.
That's totally what he's doing. Go back and watch it. He's totally doing that. He's like, remember, we'll have Jon Snow to thank when the war is won and the Night King is defeated, and he's totally plugging Jon the whole time. I think he's kind of pushing Dany, or has been pushing Dany forward. I think, think about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Not
yeah.
Calculating. I
think I see him pushing Jon and Daenerys together. I can't figure out what Tyrion's deal is, though.
Not even for them to bring the dragons to her. Like, I could think with the letter that he wrote and gave to Varys, and Varys said he was going to read it before he delivered it, and about what it said. And I think that's probably what Varys is doing. Like, doing the books, he was kind of for Theon, whatever, young Griff. I think he kind of slid in for Daenerys to kind of get in there for Jon. You know what I mean? Because he knows who Jon is.
I think he
still has the same ambition and all. He's still together. The other side. Yeah, like he's inside man already. Varys is already the inside man. That's what I'm thinking.
What about I can't really.
Yeah, man, we're having trouble hearing you.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I don't know what to make of it, of that whole thing. Like, because Tyrion, I'm very suspicious of Tyrion.
I am too. Something's up with Tyrion.
I'm not sure what it is. So, yeah,
pregnant.
So is
He's
Bran.
the cleverest man I knew, and now I'm starting to question that.
Brand's been giving him the stink eye a little bit.
Yeah, Bran has been giving him the I agree.
And what I want, Tyrion is one of the people. He did sit down with Bran and was trying to talk to him about what it is Bran can do and what exactly. And then they cut the scene.
Power.
Really? Y'all got to cut it, but
Just real quick in the chat, we got Riso, we got Laura, we got Jade Catherine, and we have Renee of House Stark, which a lot of y'all are in her Facebook group. She doesn't get to come to chat.
Hey, Renee.
Hi.
Lady. But I want to give a big shout out to her. So it's very unusual. Russell, come say hey. Lady Laura, say hey to you. It's very unusual for her to get to come to a chat, Reese. We're always glad to hear you. Here's Russell. Just some last quick impressions. We did not want to, again, we didn't want to step on anybody's toes. It's going later. Hey, wait, I got to ask you guys this, and I'm sorry if I'm getting off track, but we don't have much time. Arya and Gendry. Oh my God, because I'm one of the first people who was like, well, I hate to say it, but I sent the magical baby. Have we been hoodwinked? Magical baby?
Okay, can I say, I got to say something. I just want to say, in one of my fanfics, and it's a modern AU fanfic, I have Arya, and not with Gendry, with someone else, but still, I have Arya having an unexpected pregnancy, before Sansa, before Jon, and all this. I could totally see her getting knocked up by somebody. Totally. I think that, especially book Arya, show Arya, they kind of I think they didn't do the.
Oh, she could too. When she's asking how many broads he didn't fuck, and he's like, I didn't keep count. She's like, yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Stop it with that, right?
I feel I could see Arya having some unexpected pregnancy before anyone else in her family.
I agree, and that
was oh my God,
laying there in bed together,
I put that in one of my fics a year ago. Thank you.
What do you think? Is it possible? Gendry Arya? I've never been a fan on that, but
I
thought it was.
This is what I think, honestly. I think, he put a baby in her and now he's going to go die.
Oh.
Yes!
I think and quit it is what I think. She tried, she got what she needed. It was for episode 1, and she's like, nah. And she got what she needed. She needed the seed, and
she needed to be able to stay with this kid. You're right. There's a lot of baby biology in not only in the book, but in the show. So I do think we're going to get new life. Kerrie, you're going to say my baby?
Her son will be the next winner. Think about it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rhee. And Catelyn got pregnant on with Rob supposedly on her wedding night. The Tully woman.
Well, I totally think that's not. Well, so did Lysa. Lysa was pregnant with my Littlefinger before.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I think, Kerrie, you were going to say something, and what were you going to say, babe? Kerrie.
I liked the Arya and Gendry thing. I thought,
I did too, and I thought I would hate it, but I really, really liked it. I really did.
I liked it better. Like I said before, I like it better than Jon and Dany. They just make me just gag. I don't know if it's the acting. I think that's a lot of what it is, to be honest. But they just don't. The chemistry's just not there with those two. But
it's supposed to be like that. No one believes me. I get it online. I got into some discussions about it, and a lot of people don't believe me. I think it's fully supposed to be we're not supposed to like Jon and Daenerys together. We're all supposed to be God, get this over.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And people were like, no,
it has nothing to do with the hand thing. It really doesn't.
Because those two, we've seen even Amelia, who is probably not the best actress on the show. We've seen her being with Drogo and be hot and sexy with Dario.
She's
they could do it if they wanted to.
Yelling and being mad.
I gotta hit this, and I'm sorry to move us along so fast, but like I said, don't step on.
You bring up something interesting. You said Drogo and Dario. So which one do you think is the one she was talking about, the Sansa?
Drogo.
Drogo, 100%. Nobody else came into my mind, and I thought it was well played that she didn't. Because her.
See, now this is kind of what messes me up because Drogo went for a purpose, but
Patrick Payne singing. Patrick Payne singing.
Oh, I've always loved.
So did you?
Oh my God, that's how he got all that free. Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, you guys, was that just not, man? And it made me think of the Ghost of High Heart. She liked to get paid with a song.
Jenny's song. Yep.
She's so beautiful.
I did a storm about Jenny's song.
Well, I think that was very telling too.
Explaining like the background of Jenny's song and what it means. I loved that they used it in the show. I think it's and I'm biased, but I think that it relates to Sansa because Prince Duncan was called the Prince of Dragonflies.
Yeah, and he gave up his crown. Wings.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And she's always shown with dragonflies, and even her outfit, outfit, and I tweeted about this too. Like even what she's wearing now, kind of looks like that sort of armor.
I love her outfit now. I do. She has the best. She has the best for a couple years there. She was draped in too much fabric to me. She's still the most beautiful girl to me on the show most of the time.
Yeah.
But to me, this year she has the best costume. She does.
Right.
Oh yeah, she does.
Okay, extremely worried for Leanna Mormont. Extremely worried for Leanna Mormont.
Who had the question? Yeah, I put him on my list as number one to die tonight.
Who, Leanna or Jorah?
Jorah.
What did y'all think about the speech about him? I mean, I understand Leanna's point, but I think it's very interesting that he cared. And also it's very interesting she stopped herself and kind of gave him the family's forgiveness because she's head of the family. And said, I wish you good fortune, cousin. Meaning she doesn't wish him to die, meaning good in this world. And
Grey Worm. Oh, I like your picture, Jen. Your avatar.
Thank you, Amanda J.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. And then
we're just trying to get rid of some old banners and stuff,
Yeah, Grey Worm. He'll be dying tonight.
You know what, Kerrie? I do
not think that. Everyone thinks Grey Worm's going to die. It's going to be Missandei. I'm telling you, it's going to be Missandei.
I think it's Missandei.
It's Missandei because I think everyone in the group is going to die. Well,
that's what
something is going to happen. Oh, Rhee, I can't hear you.
Say two things. We're talking about two different things.
We were talking about Grey Worm.
Powerful because then Danny and Grey Worm is going to find adrenaline piss moment that they're going to have, right? So if you killed Missandei before you killed Grey Worm, then you're going to get Danny and Grey Worm fighting out of anger. And this show's about that, if nothing else.
The Missandei and Grey Worm, their usually make me super uncomfortable, but I think that was very well done and very much portrayed how you feel when you're sitting a soldier off. Because
I love when Missandei was trying to talk to the little kid. When Missandei was trying to talk to the little
kid. It reminded me of the Times Square kiss.
Are they racist? Do they have that? They've done what?
I don't think they're so much racist as they're uncultured.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm kidding.
Well, I think they didn't explore. I think that's actually a theme.
No,
I know, Renee. Renee Stark says, I can't decide if Missandei or Grey Worm will die, but I believe it will. I actually think Grey Worm's going to make it back, and this tears me up because those two deserve to be together. And then what he said to her about, because they just don't feel comfortable there, and why should they? And
right.
I'll protect my queen to the end, but is there nowhere else you'd rather go? And I really think he's going to do everything he can and make it back to her, and she's going to die in some fucked up way.
Yep. I agree with that.
The love of our queen, another person, the love of a woman, where soldiers fight for. If not,
the song Patrick sang, Renee, is called Jenny's Song, and it's supposed to be representative of the story of Jenny of Old Stones.
So who had the question?
I think so, Rhee.
Can I get back to the Mormonts really quick? Because I didn't get to say what I want to say about them.
Okay, hold on just a second. And then okay, I got Melisandre in Grey Room. Okay, and I already talked about that. Okay, Sam.
And I
What's
think
up with
going to be Melisandre first.
He's going to have to come out.
Go ahead, Rhee.
That house is extinct. The house is gone. I think George. I think George is going to have.
I don't think they are either.
Yeah.
I don't think people
yeah,
gave them.
They're too small. Well, I think the Mormonts are going to be extinct. They're going to be knocked out. Go ahead and tip them over. Mark out your bears this episode. Get ready for it.
Yeah.
But before George goes, I totally think he's going to plunge Heartsbane through Dany's heart. So prepare yourself for Dany.
I mean, you have talked about this theory that, me and Rhee think something happens and George is going to have to kill Dany. That's what me and Rhee believe. We don't have to really go into it, but that is what we believe. And we believe that Heartsbane was for that, and that's, I don't know. But look, I wanted to talk about this. Sam, does he stay in the crypts or does he come out?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
think he's going to stay there for Gilly and baby Sam as long as possible.
But I think he's going to have to come out for some reason.
Probably. They keep mentioning the crypts are so safe, and the crypts are so safe.
Right. And I think
that's some foreshadowing, in my opinion. Like, get the hell out of the crypts. And some people were talking about the different, people that are going to be battling, and I brought up Nymeria and the Wolf Pack because I'm just waiting on those guys to come running in. And
I want Kerrie. I want the Wolf Pack. Okay, two things I want in this episode. I want the Wolf Pack to come in. And
good call.
And I want Melisandre to show up with
and
the fire.
Some real shit.
Yeah.
Like this sorceress. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is my new little segment. Russell choked up. So we're sitting, and I don't remember what rewatch it was because we've watched this enough to know the dialogue. But I look over him, I'm like, "Brah, are you crying?" It was when Davos gave the poor little scarred girl the bowl of soup.
Some people think that's Melisandre disguised.
Yeah, I do. I
think that's Melisandre disguised.
No, that's a theory.
If you turn on the subtitles, they name her. Yeah.
You just said that to me.
It's a glamour. I think it's a glamour. She told her that she told John,
yeah, and
possible.
You're gonna need me when the war comes. You're gonna need me when I go
there. I don't know, man. Maybe.
Who had the question?
Yeah, no, and I'll be there to fight
okay,
and I'll help you. Yeah, I think she's gonna be there. Yeah.
Fake Arya has something important.
Who's gonna help? Okay, now.
And I also want to draw attention to the Bravo's podcast put out another great video earlier today. Renee of House starts his Q&A. What do y'all think about binge-worthy's theory that the little northern girl? Okay, shit.
That's what we were just. Yeah.
I had never heard it, Renee, but I like it.
I like it too.
I would vote, yeah.
Because she's got the messed up face, and it's almost like she's kind of being like Shireen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little bit. So, they did.
She's going to be in the crypt.
Right, and there was a lot of focus on her specifically.
The Bravasi broadcast is one of the best new channels I've out. It's just different than anything else out there. It's very well produced, and these ladies take a lot of time with their work. It's not like my piecemeal stuff. It's the real deal. So,
who had the question?
My newest favorite channel.
Who had the question about what character?
I want to say something. I want to say something about the Crips and her sneaking down there. Okay, what we're not thinking about though, or we're not bringing up rather, is Melisandre could go down to the Crips and everything because the Crips are totally in danger. What we forget is that werewood tree underneath it is root, and that there's got to be someone in the whatever it is. So who is in those roots they're going after? Because that's what is happening here. That's what the Night King's going after. Bran's thinking right about the Godswood, but he's in the wrong place in the Godswood. And he's got the iron sword. He's got the iron across his lap. Think about it too, which is a refusing entrance too. That's a ward's refusal of entrance.
Right, but she was specifically invited. I thought about that too.
What if those
specifically invited and she made sure of it? It's very creepy. I like it a lot.
What if those crypts have some kind of magic warded into them, like Blood Raven's cave, and they'll be safe until Bran's mom goes down there?
Yeah, I could see that. Hang
on, let me.
And I don't think. You know, I'm waiting for a dragon battle to happen over the Godswood, because I don't think the Night King's going to leave Viserion or send him on down to King's Landing.
Godswood and went on. So remember that. He's like, what are you going to do? Have a battle right here in the Godswood? That's what's about to happen. What you
Russell's, y'all, I created a monster. Russell's over in my ear going, what if that little kid's from the House of Black and White? You know, and now I'm just like, stop, Russell. I can't.
Well, listen. No,
all right.
Point. He's got a point though, because if she's like Malice on her, and she's got to get down to the roots. When Alicent was there, Lord Stark, and I forget, I want to say Edric Stark. I don't remember which Stark was, but whatever Stark she went, Alicent was taken by Lord Stark to go see giant bones when she was at Winterfell. What do we know about giant bones? We know that a man can be a giant, a shadow, a man can throw a large shadow, blah blah blah. We can know that it's not really necessarily
down there in the crib.
Hang on. And what else do we know? We know that Old Man and Rob told us back in season 1 that the sky was blue because they were all inside the blue eye of a giant named Macumber. The North remembers. We need to figure out who the hell the Night King is. We're forgetting that blue-eyed giant named Macumber. Think about a blue-eyed giant. They're looking for a body down in the roots of the weirwood. And I bet you they need to set fire to that body. Watch. Burn the weirwood tree down. They got to burn the heart tree down. So they're in the right spot. They got the right idea there. But it's still, who's the giant? Who's the giant bone? So think of it like this. What is a giant bone we refer to too? It's a king. It's a god. It's a person of power. Someone that throws a big shadow.
So
this would be
Rhee, I have a question.
Macumber. It's a northern legend that is passed down. We hear them bring it up a couple times about.
A few times. They do bring it up quite a few times.
This relates to the song. I have a question. Is that so? The Ghost of High Heart, who once, always asks Jenny's song sung, she prophesizes about Sansa being like, I saw her, I saw that same maid in a, basically slay a giant in a castle.
The giant.
Of snow.
She slayed the giant in the castle made of snow.
I mean, I have who I think the giant is, but I think he's a real.
I thought all that was Littlefinger.
I'm not married.
Yeah. No. See, that's misinterpretation again. I think it was Littlefinger. No.
I don't think it's Littlefinger. I don't think it's Littlefinger, but I think it's another person.
Yeah. And the that would bring that back full circle right there to Jenny, right there.
Right? What did you say?
And that would bring it back full circle with Jenny and Jenny's song and Sansa and her dragonfly.
Right.
That prophecy right there, the Ghost of High Heart prophecy.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. I think
about Sansa slaying the giant in the castle made of snow. Because everyone did think it was Littlefinger, but we look at giants wrong. We that's like the star and sun thing.
Yeah, a titan
and the sea
aren't the same thing, right? So
Titan and Bravo. Well, Titan
not the giant. I'm just not. I'm not sure who. I have some theories on who the giant is, but
I think the guy is the giant's eye.
And Macumber would be look at his eye. He's got the blue eye too. And Macumber, that's his name that they're trying to figure out. There's power in the name. He's trying to be forgotten at this point because we're really looking at ghosts that are either have unfinished business oaths. They have a purpose. They're fighting for the Lord of Light. They're champions of the dawn, whatever you want to call them. They got some purpose, and they're either about to fulfill it and be dead, or they're still going to be fighting because they have some purpose.
Right.
Yeah, really kind of blows my mind with some of this. Some of it, I get what she's saying, but y'all, it's 11:59, and like I said, I didn't want to.
What was? Wait.
Toes. It was just a very impromptu thing. So real quick, let's just go down the line.
Somebody had the question of who our character was that we've like started liking more since season 1
That's
up until
That's
now.
a good question. Should we end that? And I'm sorry we just couldn't get to everything. Hey, Bubba Husky.
Hey, Bubba.
Saying she thinks that the swords that are forged from Ned Stark's swords have to be the one to kill the Night King, I believe.
I don't think the Night King can be. I don't think the Night King can be killed.
Okay,
I don't think he will be killed.
Russell holds with that theory as well.
We've still got to have the balance of ice and fire. We've still got to have it.
Okay, so real quick, we gotta go because I'm not gonna step on somebody else's toes. But the last question, and I'll answer last. Go down the line, starting with Kerrie. Who was your least favorite character in the beginning, who has now become almost your champion? Probably
Jamie Lannister.
Me? Should I say me?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, in the beginning, I was neutral on Sansa, and I'm a huge Sansa stan now.
I was going to add her as my second.
But Jamie a bit, and you know, I love me some Melisandre, and I really want to see her just do some crazy shit in this episode. I want her to.
I don't hate her.
Anywhere.
All right, go ahead, Rhee.
That changed the most was probably Cersei, because I am totally down with Cersei now. And at first I was like, this bitch will drive me crazy. And now I'm like, yeah. So yeah, definitely Cersei.
Okay, my person is the person I always liked the very most at the beginning was Tyrion. And the person that I'm most down with now, who I couldn't stand for many seasons, is Theon. Man,
yeah.
Theon.
That's a good pick.
Theon get some kind of happiness or do something that
you're gonna cry.
Happy on the inside.
He doesn't get enough credit for his acting.
Theon, I get it. Sometimes, we do the wrong thing and we disappoint, but we can always stop what we're doing and come back and do better. We can admit it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So with that, let's end it. Renee of House Stark says Theon dies tonight. We're gonna
go, Renee.
Jade Catherine. Everybody who popped by and showed us a little love, we really appreciate that. JR starting his chat right now. I suggest over in there and wish him a happy birthday from the ladies over at the Wolf's Den. Happy birthday, JR.
Happy birthday, JR.
Throne State.
Happy birthday.
Battle 1, Chapter 6.
Bye.